NBF was founded in 2009 upon the demand from the people of Bengaluru to give them a voice that can be heard in the government. Uh, Nama Bengaluru Foundation works with RWAs, NGOs, and people of Bengaluru to protect and serve Nama Bengaluru in various ways, be it saving lakes of Bengaluru or pushing for transparent functioning of BBMP, or fighting against illegal corruption and illegal constructions that's going on. So lots of ways, just to name a few. So we also have been very active in the lockdown period. We were able to distribute some 24 crore worth food materials across Bengaluru with our associates. And this is one of the kinds of efforts that we have started with. That is one of the most appreciated initiative was Reboot Number, where is functionary starting with the Deputy CM, Dr. Ashwath Narayan, to interact with people. Basically, in these challenging times, people feel that their leaders are not accessible, and therefore we made an attempt to bring them on a platform like this so that they can engage, get their doubts cleared, get their assurances, and things like that. So we are continuing that platform and opening this platform and taking it a step further. In this challenging times of COVID, now and our local government in various ways, and try to see how we can engage with them constructively to get our issues addressed. So with that little introduction, let me stop here. Let us hear from you first. What do you think? What's going on in your wards? What are the challenges that are coming up? How the government is responding to you? What do you think we could do collectively? How can we go forward? So again, welcome to all of you. Let me begin with yeah. So let me begin with Madam Navina Sridhar. Can
Yeah,
we? Yeah,
yeah.
please go ahead. Yeah.
Thank you very much for inviting us for this meeting. And I'm the president of Malleshwaram Swabhimana Initiative, the resident welfare organization. We've been working for the welfare of Malleshwaram since 21 years. This is our 21st year. So what we are doing. So what we do is that we concentrate on making Malleshwaram a safer, cleaner, and a greener place. That is our motto. So we do every month monthly review meetings with government officials. We invite different department officials and then talk to them and tell them what we are having problems in Malleshwaram, and then trying to get the solutions out of them. But we are quite pushy with them, like we follow up very seriously and strictly with them, and we've been having
We are not able to hear you, madam. I think you got stuck. So, hello. Yeah, madam. Hello.
I think there seems to be a network issue there, Harish.
Where? I mean, at
At
her
Navina's house, yeah.
Navina's place?
Yes.
Okay.
She's logged out.
Yeah. Okay. So while she is coming back,
yeah.
so can we go to Suchitra, please? Can you, Madam Suchitra? Could you please? Yeah, Navina madam is back. So can you hear us? Yeah, please.
So we are looking for
yeah.
your cooperation to make it more effective with BBMP officials. Like,
Yes.
I feel it will have a more value if we are coordinated with you to get our work done in Malleshwaram. So that is what.
Most welcome, madam.
Yeah.
Yeah, we will try. So
I-
that is
yeah.
exactly the
I
point
seek
of this entire.
your
Yeah, please go
cooperation.
ahead.
I seek Bangalore Foundation, Amma Bangalore Foundation cooperation for us, like to help us out to make things better and nicer in Malleshwaram. So that's
Absolutely,
what I'm
madam.
looking for.
Yes.
ನೋಡಿ ಯಾರು BBMP ಆಫೀಸರು ಈಗ ಝೂಮ್ ಮೀಟಿಂಗ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನವೀನ್ ಮಗ 52 ಲಕ್ಷ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂದಲ್ಲ, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ನಾನು ಇನ್ವಾಲ್ವ್ ಆಗೋಣ ಅದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ.
Next, madam, can we go to Suchitra Deep, please? Suchitra madam, can you unmute yourself and come on screen if possible?
Yes.
Yes, please. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, hi. So I'm representing Malleshwaram Social. We are a much younger organization compared to MSI. This is our 4th year. But I do believe that in the 4 years that we have been around, we've been able to achieve quite a bit. So hopefully we can continue on that track record. We've actually collected a few points within the group, and I'm just going to put forward those points because some of the people from my group are here, so kind of I'm just representing them in that sense. So one of the major issues that we have been fighting on is we have a campaign called Footpath Beku. As we know that there are a lot of senior citizens in Malleshwaram, and though Malleshwaram is supposed to be much better provided with amenities, the footpaths here are unwalkable, and it's an old locality. So there's no possibility of sort of expanding them and we don't have that luxury. So the mobility is a big issue here. The place is very crowded, and a lot of citizens have fallen down and hurt themselves. So for us, that is a huge priority, which is to make sure that all the footpaths are made absolutely walkable. Some of these these points, in fact, are also have come out from a survey that we have done with Malleshwaram residents. We keep going back to the community and asking them what they think are the priority issues, so that we stay on the ball. It's not just something that a few of us are thinking are the issues. We try and make sure that we gather the voice of the community. And the other thing is so I have a couple more points. Public spaces. We don't have, Malleshwaram is an old locality and a lot of people have been here for many years. So there's a very strong community, but we don't have a single place to meet. We don't have any community spaces. We don't have any public spaces. We don't have a place where we can sit and talk to each other. We have actually been asking the BBMP for many years now to give us some kattes or some places where we can sit and chat. That makes a huge difference to the community when people are able to sit together, then they bond, the place becomes safer. So many collateral benefits are there. We don't have any spaces like that. Thirdly, we do have toilets. But as probably any other locality, we don't have adequate toilets, because of which we do have certain black spots, which need to be, that hopefully will be rectified in this year's budget. Fourthly, traffic. We have many one-ways because, as you know, that Malleshwaram is an old locality, and so the roads are not very broad. So the way the traffic has been managed is by making the previous two-way roads into one-ways. And thanks to our wonderful, the sense of traffic that most people we all possess, traffic has to go one way, but people proceed on the other direction. We have a very strong traffic group who sacrifice their morning and hours, standing on the road, facing abuse, absolute like verbal and even physical abuse from commuters who would rather beat them up than follow the rules. So this is a huge problem. Even traffic police is not able to do that. I have physically seen traffic constable running after offenders and not being able to catch them. That bad. Fifthly, we want our parks to be open. Parks are closed; they are not being, made available to people during the day, which means that all through the day, if you want to meet somewhere, as it is, we don't have community spaces, we don't have parks either. And in Bangalore's beautiful weather, it is an absolute travesty to not have parks open. Sixthly, we feel that SWM, which actually we have the sort of the most pioneering people from all of Bangalore, and if you somebody would say even of India, people like Vani Murthy and Meenakshi Bharat, Sandhya Narayanan. These are very, very strong voices in the SWM space, and yet Malleshwaram actually lags pretty badly in our SWM. I mean, rating wise, we are supposed to be good, but actuality is, I mean, the reality is very different. Seventhly, I'm going to go on. I'm sorry if I'm taking more time. You can always stop me anytime. Next,
let's come back to you in that case. Now, yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I have just two more points. Let me quickly finish.
Please do.
So
Yeah.
my 7th point is heritage. Malleshwaram is a heritage area, and we are fast losing that heritage because of commercialization and the fact that nobody seems to really bother about it. We need to really do something urgently on this. And now the last point I would say is MISO lamps, which is now being brought up as for development in particular way. We're not very sure this is a good development for Malleshwaram or for the city, in fact. So we'd like you to sort of step in maybe on this. So I'm done. We can further discuss.
Yes. Right, thank you. Quickly, a couple of points. One is the toilets that you mentioned. So, I have a short presentation where it will be. I don't know how involved you are in the ward committee meetings and the decisions that goes on there, that the budgets that are spent there, and that kind of works that are taken up there, decisions made. In the last ward committee meeting, there is plenty of toilets that is sanctioned in Malleshwaram, which I will share with you a little later. Now, Ravi Acharya sir, would you want to say a few things? Okay, Rekha Chari, madam, would you want to come on screen and share your thoughts?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. How are
Good
you?
evening. I'm Rekha Chari. I'm fine here.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm a resident of Malleshwaram for almost 30 years now.
Right.
And I have been an active citizen through MSI. As Naveen just shared, I've been through the whole thing. Yes, we have been a lot active with all the agencies in Malleshwaram. How we go about is we are basically behind them for every problem that we need to get solved. And we invite them to our monthly review meetings, be it the BESCOM, the BBMP, BWSSB, BMTC, all of them have come to our meetings. And then we collect problems are there from around, and then we present it to those meetings and follow up from there. So this has been the way MSI has been working always. And we will continue to work that way. We believe in working with the departments rather than taking things into our hands. And departments have cooperated till now quite well when it comes to problems that we present to them. Solutions have been given, and yeah, especially agencies like BESCOM and things like that. They, I would say, they're
Right.
yeah, I'm back. sorry for that. Yeah.
There is, yes, there is
The
some disturbance in your,
response time is pretty quick, I would say, but then, yeah, it needs a lot of. Yes, the network is bad. Can you hear me now?
Not
Yes,
very
yes.
The
clearly.
connection is bad.
not
Not
right.
very clearly.
So
I think the internet-
maybe you can switch off the video
I'll do that.
and
I'll do that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe, it will be unfortunate not to look at you and
No,
while
it's okay.
speaking, but
That's
anyway.
okay. Can you hear me? Can
Yeah.
you hear me well? Yeah. So
Yes, yes,
I
yes.
think
Yeah.
there is a lot of tweaking to be done. I mean, as you mentioned, ward committees, yes, we have been quite active in ward committees too. Actually, I was a ward committee member till now, till the whatever corporator term got over, and I was there for one whole term. And we used to attend every one of those meetings. But what used to happen, I would say is, there is no fixed timeline that any government agency follows for anything. We used to go back to the ward committees meetings month after month with the same problems, be it a toilet to be built somewhere or some half-done work somewhere. So I think there needs to be a lot of follow-up from that side also, and from our side. We can only push from our side. We don't have any powers to go beyond that. That is the problem. So I think the agencies, be it the BBMP or BESCOM or whatever, they should, I think, work on a fixed timeline somewhere, saying, look at that Margosa Road project. It's almost, I think, 1 year now. And the whole place is dug up.
2 years.
The road in Malleshwaram is dug up. I don't know
Right.
what now. First they said tender sure, they're doing that. Then 8th Main from 15 Cross and beyond to the Yashwantpur Circle, again dug up. And now all the small roads, 6th Main, 8th Cross, everywhere they're digging. And we have no idea of what they're digging for. And it
Yeah.
doesn't get
So-
closed up soon
Right.
also. Now, same with the drains, desilting of the drains. They do it, leave it open, put all the silt outside, and then it lies like that for 1.5 months. You keep on following up, then somebody comes, and each one is a different department, basically. So somebody throws the silt out, somebody else has to come and collect it, somebody else has to clear it. I think there should be one confluence of all these agencies together where the problem can be faster. And that's it. And as Suchitra mentioned, toilets are a big problem. I live on 11th Main, Malleshwaram, and it's a big, the whole complete about 200 to 300 meter footpath. There's a wall there, which has been built a few years back. It is used as an open urinal through and through. So we are trying to get something done towards this. Let us see. The footpath was newly laid, and I heard that it has become a major road now, 11th Main, Malleshwaram. So they said the major road contractor has taken up this job. So we really want to be rid of this problem, and we are working towards it.
Quickly, are you aware of the ward committee meetings that are going on now?
Yeah, the RWA meetings. Yes, we are
No,
also.
not the RWA meetings, the ward committee meetings.
Yeah, with the nodal officer, right? Right now
Yes.
there is no corporator, so the nodal
Right.
officer is. Yes, we are aware of that. We are
But
aware of that.
do you,
MSI is
are you,
participating.
are you invited? Do you go?
Yes, definitely. We are invited, and actually the nodal officers of both the Ward 45 and Ward 65, of which MSI, actually MSI spans across, our limitations is between 65, 45 and 35. So the nodal officers of both the wards had come to our monthly review meetings for 2 months. And yeah, we also go to those meetings and report these
No,
problems.
not Rekhaji, not your monthly meetings.
Yes.
Are you, they conduct ward committee
Yes,
meetings
yes,
in
yes.
the ward offices.
Yes.
Are you, were you invited to those meetings? Yeah.
Yes, we are invited to those meetings. Ward 45 is happening quite well, actually. They do it in an open ground in a school. So people are able to attend because of this COVID thing also. But Ward 65 is still in a very close space, a small room. So we are still scared to attend those meetings, and we have repeatedly asked them to make these things online, which has not been done. I think that is something that we have to push for, that all these meetings go online so that people who are not able to attend it also and who are interested in going during these COVID times will be able to attend these meetings. Yeah.
Okay, so thank you, Rekha ji. Let's move on to Ravi Acharya ji. So would you want to share your thoughts quickly?
I think most of the thoughts which I wanted to share, Suchitra has already put
It's
it out.
already shared, yes.
The one major issue which is concerning all of us in Malleshwaram, which I
Yes.
don't know why people haven't talked about so far, is Sankey Tank.
Okay.
It's now almost 2 years since they started work on that place, and it's still going on. And at the rate which it's going, it's probably going to take, if the past experience is anything to go by, probably take another year. And it's a beautiful space for the senior citizens to walk around where there's no traffic. And because of the lake and the benches that they have there, you can sit and rest between walks. Unfortunately, the whole thing has been taken away. And I don't know when it's going to happen. If anybody can do anything about it, if you people can do something about it, it'll be great. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Let's look at that. Yeah. Now, Aparna, can you come on board, Aparna? You have to unmute yourself. Yes. You can switch on the video if that's possible.
Yeah, I don't. Oh, I think my bandwidth will be
Hi.
going down. But the part I'm actually part of
You
the ward
have
45,
to, yes.
not of 65. But I think regardless of whether it's 45 or 65, a lot of the issues are common to both areas. And I think as Suchitra has already listed out the concerns that we had put together. But I think what we need to look at is looking at these issues. How do we go forward? We have to come
Correct.
good on it. So listing out issues has been going on for a while. How do we convert that into actual ground reality of change? I think for me that's interesting.
Yeah. Great. So let's look at it at the end of this thing. So yeah, Shweta, would you want to say something, please? You can unmute yourself, switch on the video. Shweta?
Hi, I'm not going to turn on the video because the internet here is quite patchy.
Right. Fair enough.
I think Suchitra and Ravi have sort of covered most of the points. So I'm a resident of Ward 65. And this is one of the meetings as part of this. So I'm quite excited to see where this goes.
Okay.
So thank you.
Thank you so much. Krishna Panya, would you? Yeah, please. Yeah.
Yeah. So again, as a part of Malleshwaram Social, recently we had worked on a plan to pedestrianize the 8th cross, and we have given some suggestions, and we have talked to the executive engineer, etc., etc. So that is something that is going on, and along with Dal. So I mean, that is something that people should be able to walk freely, and also vendors should have a way to sell their wares, because all of us do shop on the footpaths, right? So we have to find a balance between the convenience for pedestrians as well as the place for vendors to sell and so on. So that is something that we have been working on. And of course, the footpaths are the biggest problem in Malleshwaram, because I mean, encroachment and so on. I mean, actually, Malleshwaram social activity started with footpaths. So we took a very small stretch in front of Canara Union, and we tried to make a level footpath. I mean, we believe that the pedestrians should be able to walk, without going up and down, and cars, when they go into your house and out, they can go up and down, right? Not pedestrians. Right now, the way it is a pedestrian, if he is foolish enough to try and walk on the footpath, every house that you cross, you have to get down, and in some places that's up to a foot high, and you have to get up on the other side. So it's basically only for the able-bodied and the foolish people that want to use footpath. So that is something that we are very passionate about, and we're trying to fix that. Yeah. So those are my that's my pet issue. Thank you.
Right. Thank you, Krishnaji. Mani Srinivasan, would you want to share your thoughts, please?
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
You can hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So the Suchitra has already covered all the points. As part of Malaysian Socials, she has already covered all the points. Two of my pet topics and the pain points for me are the traffic, especially the people who are coming from the opposite direction, both on 17 and 18 crosses. Almost every day, I need to get into some argument or some issue with somebody or the other, right? And my wife is constantly worried as where I'm going to be beaten up because 2 days ago there was one person who was coming in an Audi, and then I stopped him and he said, "Why are you coming in the opposite direction?" He said, "My house is right here." I said, "That doesn't matter whether it is houses next door or whatever. You got to come in the right direction." And he said, "You mind your business, and I will mind my business." Okay, this is the type of response coming from a person who is driving an Audi. Okay, and so this is one of my biggest pain point. Okay, and almost every day when I go on a walk, I come into some issue or the other, especially with people who are on the 17 and 18 crosses. And the other one is people speeding on the road. Again, I'm going to be beaten up someday by pointing out to people who are speeding on the road, and in spite of all the pandemic, and there is no civic concern or social responsibility for the people. And my point is that how do we enforce the law? Okay, and there is no penalty for people who are breaking law. Okay, and unless that is taken care of, we are not going to see a change. And we really require a help in ensuring that we are enforcing the law. Anybody who breaks the law should feel the pinch. And as long as it doesn't happen, people will continue to do what they want to do. Okay, and that is my 2 cents.
Right. Right, sir. Thank you. So let's move on to Ramaswamy. Sir, can you unmute yourself?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Can you switch on the
I
video
think
as well?
most of the points have been covered by the others.
Yes.
I had a principal question. You are talking about these nodal officers. You see, generally, as far as I understood, these are the BBMP officials of some other area being posted as nodal officer here, and these people go as nodal officers to maybe City Market, I don't know where. So it's just these people are moved from one place to the other. So let us take an example, the guys coming from other parts of Bangalore becoming nodal officers for Ward 65 or 45 or whatever it is. Do they have the powers on the budget, on the amount of money to be dispersed? Or do they have any power to command the personnel to do work? Because the people in this area probably are senior to them and they don't listen to them anyway. So the question is, what is the purpose of these nodal officers coming from somewhere else? And they don't know the real problems of this area and without powers. Is it going to work even if they have a number of meetings with regular meetings or whatever it is, if they don't have powers? This is my fundamental question. Can you clarify that?
Yes. Now, the nodal officers who are appointed are basically residents of that ward. The senior most officer of that ward residing in that ward is appointed as nodal officer. He may be working somewhere else, but he rightfully resides in that ward. And then he replaces the councillor, and therefore he has the the powers that comes with the councillor, and he can take decisions. I mean, he simply replaces. It's like the mayor is being replaced by the administrator, the councillor is replaced by the.
That's correct. But on the other hand, these are the employees of BBMP.
Correct, of course.
Correct. So they come under, let us say, an assistant engineer or somebody from other area is posted here as a nodal officer. You have executive engineers or bigger people in this area who probably won't listen to him.
No, not.
What powers has he got?
Hello.
Yeah.
So he won't be of that cadre of that low level, not less than the executive engineer, right? Who now assistant executive engineers are mostly the ward secretaries, and he will always be above these cadres. So the BBMP and the commissioner has made it sure that the highest cadre officer who can command all the other officers at the ward office at the ward level is appointed there. That is made sure. So it is under the notification of the BBMP commissioner that this arrangement is put in place. So there shouldn't be any a problem with that. Now, however, the issue now, as I can see and hear from at least a couple of you guys, for example, Navina and others, is now that this system has replaced the counselor system. There is not much happening right now, especially in this COVID period. Not much interaction is happening between the ward committees and the RWS like you, members like you. So that is one challenge that has come up. You probably, like everybody else, would want to have a virtual kind of a situation where you can interact with these people and see what can be done and how we can move forward. The other issue that came up was, sir, you mentioned was how much of money is coming into my ward, how do I look at it, and who is taking decision. Of course, we need to look into that and therefore work with the committees and the nodal officer that is appointed.
The budget has already been allocated, right? So the nodal officer is not going to make any new budget. These are the old budget and old works which are under the old people. And the nodal officer comes as a new person there. So how can he manage the old guard with the money in their hands and the power in their hands to implement any project of his own, or if let us say if citizens demand something, where will he find the means to do that? You have to go back to the old engineers to get the work done anyway, I think.
I want to say something about it.
Excuse me, I would like to
my
comment.
experience anyway. Because I don't think the nodal officer has the budget in his hand.
Mr. Harish, I would like to come in here.
Yeah, please do come in. Yeah, go on, sir.
I am from Ward 45 actually.
Yes.
And our nodal officer has been convening meetings regularly. And he has been taking action on the ground. And many things that we have suggested, he has implemented to some extent, given that as the year is coming to an end. And he has been quite proactive. He goes around on rounds, meets the health inspector when she is working with the Purnakramas. So I think it also depends on what kind of a nodal officer you've got. That is one. And two, there's this issue of Malleshwaram being a very big locality. Yet we have no connectivity to the airport. We have no connectivity to the metro. Last year, when Mr. Jaipal was the cooperator, we had taken up this issue with him, and he had put us in touch with BMTC. And we're planning to have one of those hop-on, hop-off buses to go around in Malleshwaram, Srirampuram, etc., to connect us to the Srirampuram Metro and to the Orient Mall Metro and to the Mantri Mall metro stations. And also they took up the issue of providing a bus to go to the airport. Unfortunately, COVID came, and that's a good enough excuse to put everything on the back burner and forget about it. But this is an important issue because I think a lot of people are inconvenienced by the fact that you don't have connectivity to the metro and also connectivity to the airport. And when we are talking about reducing the traffic on the roads, this is probably one thing which needs to be done if you want to do that. And regarding the powers of the nodal officer, I really don't have anything to say on that because I think each nodal officer asserts his power in the way that he is. Because our guy is an IAS officer, so probably he has a little more power than the others. So let's see. That's my comment.
Right. Naveen ji, go ahead.
What I understood about nodal officers is that BBMP has put in the nodal officers who live in the area.
Correct.
See, Ward 45 nodal officer lives in Malleshwaram.
Right.
And the same way, what he has told us that each IAS officer, wherever they live, they were made as a nodal officer. And we have been very comfortable with our Ward 45 nodal officer. And we recently had a Ward 65 nodal officer meeting also. They have made a WhatsApp group, and it's more than a meeting. We can put up our problems in the WhatsApp group and then follow it up with them. So only problem is we want your interference in this to coordinate with them. So we've not been 100% successful in coordinating with them for all the problems. Now, Namma Bengaluru Foundation, we seek your support to coordinate with them and make sure things happens in time. See, all BBMP activities happens with no time frame. So we always had this discussion with our MLA also. We used to ask them that give us a time frame. When do you finish your work? Any road work? Okay, you take it for 3 months, will you finish? Or 3 years you are taking. At least people will be prepared to accept what is happening. This is like no uncertainty, like what Rekachari said, every road is dug up. Now, if you visit Malleshwaram, Malleshwaram looks like one war zone. So there are so many things, the work is happening and the departments have no coordination at all. So because of that main reason that no, the work gets repeated, our taxpayers' money is being wasted like anything. One department will come and dug up and they do the work and go half done. Then the other department will come and do the work and go. So it's not properly organized and coordinated. And we are from Malleshwaram Swabhimana Initiative, we are always ready there to help them out to coordinate the work. And we want the work to be completed in proper way, not just half done and leave it like that and keeping the people in dark, not knowing what is happening. So like from the beginning, we've been telling BBMP, don't dig 10 roads. Do 3 roads every year. Do up 3 roads in such a way next 50 years, we shouldn't have problem with those 3 roads. Like that if they've done it, but the problem is the plan in BBMP is every year they'll have some work on each road. So as a result, as a residents of Malleshwaram, we are facing problems day in, day out. So I look forward for your cooperation in this to make sure that the things happen in order. Whether it comes to BBMP or traffic police, traffic this thing or whatever it is with all departments. So definitely with the proper coordination and proper meeting, we can really make our Malleshwaram a safer, cleaner and happy place to live in, as a model place to live in.
Yeah. So how do you expect us to facilitate this? Would you want us to coordinate with you and the ward committee, come together virtually and make the whole proceedings transparent? Or do you have any other kinds of strategy in your mind?
No, we do meet up with them. We go for a ward committee meeting and then we have a representation from our MSI for ward committee meetings. So we do represent over there, but our words are not taken that seriously. Our words are not accountable unless it comes from a organization which can, like Namma Bengaluru Foundation has a standing with government. So if you send us one representative for all these kind of meetings, so it will work. So pressure from MSI, pressure from Malleshwaram Socials, pressure from Namma Bengaluru Foundation, when all that goes together, the work can happen quickly.
Okay.
Isn't it? I feel the residents are taking things as it is. They are also taking the work lightly. Unless we put pressure and we ask them to do the work in time, so things will happen. That is what MSI looks for.
Yeah, surely. So probably,
Harish,
yes.
can I just want to know, do you all have this Tendershore Road is in Pan Bangalore? I mean, it's not local with the MSI constituency or the MLA or corporator. That's what we've been told every time we go and complain. It doesn't come within their purview. Now,
Yes,
will
you're
your
right. It comes under the BBMP purview.
BBMP of Bangalore, they
Yeah,
say
it
it
doesn't do,
doesn't come
no, the
under
ward
Malleshwaram.
has nothing to do with it.
Yes. So Harish, my question to you is, as NBF, do you all have anything on that where you all can put pressure on these Tendershore projects or whatever and bring it to some sort of a thing, so that these things get completed on time? Because it just goes on and we don't know how much of money are they spending on it. What was the thing which was allocated to it first? And if it was 1 year, now it is being 1.5, 2 years. And what about that money which is going into it? I mean, from where do they get it and things like that? So can NBF as an organization get your hands onto this? And the other thing is, I heard that the BBMP budget is going to be there, planned for February. So does NBF plan to do something about this? I mean, budget inputs and things like that from various localities and.
Let's see now, the budget process has started in December. Now, the first round of consultation through the ward committee should have happened in December. It will happen. So that is where we need to get in. And therefore, I could see that most of these concerns, for example, the budget of Tendershore project that's going on in this ward, the details of that should be in the ward committee meeting, should be laid, and therefore you could get all these things. So we could see that ward committee is a platform that we can engage in and get all the details from. And that is exactly why this committee is meant for. So we need to strengthen this, make this transparent, and make this accountable. So let's work towards it. So,
No, let me
Like
get in
to
here.
come in.
Can I get in here, please? Suchitra, go ahead. Okay.
yeah, Suchitra, please. Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that, of course, we've had very differing experiences now for a while from 45 and 65. And unfortunately, though, Malleshwaram has these two, both wards, so we get kind of split in the middle. But I think the biggest problem, which of course Rekha and other people have also talked about, because we are also attending the ward committee meetings again and again, there are so many commitments which are made. None of them really seem to be either completed or honored. And in order to get anything done, it requires tremendous follow-up on almost a daily basis from many of us. And it's almost an impossible task because we are working people and we have other commitments to take care of. But it's like sometimes a small thing can take months of follow-up. A small patch of footpath getting repaired will take months to follow up. A small repair of a road somewhere would take the same. It's and there's absolutely no timeline, there's no seriousness, and we're also in the dark about what is planned for our own locality. So this idea that ward committees are somehow gathering information from the residents and then they are working and then they are accountable to the ward committee is all very theoretical. In practice, it's truly not happening.
Right. So how do you propose to go forward, Suchitra?
So, I mean, it would be good if, like, to some extent, we are, what we are trying to do, let's say in 45 at this point of time, because we do have a fairly dynamic nodal officer, is to try and collate lots of points, try and put it in front of them, and then week on week, or I mean, now it's like, I think fortnight to fortnight, there is a meeting. And so there is a sort of understanding of what is happening, what is progressing, what's not progressing. And I think Ravi can come in at this point and speak about it because it's his ward. I'm from 65.
Right.
No, I think Suchitra is right. We have had a pretty good experience with Ward 45, even when Mr. Jaipal was the cooperator, and carrying forward Mr. Manjunath, who's the nodal officer, has been doing a pretty good job. And I wouldn't say that we have 100% success. That we would say probably about 40 to 50% of what we want is getting done. And the other issue is here is we keep talking about what can NBF do or what can think. We have a problem, when the footpath on 18th Cross was being redone, Aparna and me used to monitor it almost on a daily basis. We would walk down the road. The biggest obstacle we found were the citizens living on that road. ನಮ್ಮನೆ ಮುಂದೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ ಮೇಲ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಡಿ, ನಮ್ಮನೆ ಮುಂದೆ ಈ ಕಡೆ ಮಾಡಿ, ನಮ್ಮನೆ ಮುಂದೆ ಕಾರ್ ಪಾರ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ಮಾಡಿ. This was the kind of problems we faced. And because we were staying on the same road, at least I was on the same road, I knew some of them, I would talk to them, convince them to some extent possible. That's one issue that I think a large amount of work has to be done with the citizens. This is where both MSI and MS can play a role. NBF probably not much of a role because you are not located in Malleshwaram. We can play a role out here. And the other point about the budget, at the last meeting of the ward committee of the nodal officer, he specifically talked about the budget and he wanted us to give us our inputs, primarily focused on the public toilets and the payments, because I think there's going to be a big emphasis on this in the next budget for the 2021-22. So I think we also have a role to play, and it depends on how seriously we take it. I think at least about 4 or 5 of us attend every meeting of the ward committee. In fact, some of our people attend even the traffic police meeting. So I think it depends on how much interest you take. It's you see, as Suchitra put, said that we keep giving them proposals to do this and do that, and they've been doing it by and large.
Right.
I suppose we have not achieved a big success in this, but it's a small beginning, and I'm quite happy with what's happening. I'm being very honest about it. Yeah.
That's about 45. Now, since we are on the subject of Ward 65, may I present quickly, just for our reference, what's been going on? I think this will interest you. And I would like to learn from you if, can you see, I mean, this is the pictures from the ward committee meeting of 7th November. Do any of you figure in these pictures?
No.
No, we are not attending.
No, we've actually, they had put out a message that it's only for officials. I think when Mr. Basavaraj was appointed, in fact, that day, I went to this meeting. I don't know if it's that day or the week before, after, whatever. I introduced myself and Malleshwaram Social, and I talked to him about something that we were interested in, and then I left. I sat there for about 20 minutes, and then I left because I was very uncomfortable with the amount of crowd in that room and so on. But they had put out a message saying that this is only for officials. But anyway, I wanted to go and say hello to him. So I think Ward 65, the best thing you can say about ward committee is that it just happens. That's all. That is the only thing you can say about it, because previous to COVID, it used to happen on in the BBMP office, ward office, right on the busy 5th Cross, and you can barely hear anything, and that every minute some 5 people will open the door, and then the traffic noise will hit you, and so on. So it's just a sham, really. It just,
And was not done on the Saturday. Was never done on the first Saturday.
Yeah,
so
and it would randomly happen. So it is just that, okay, it's better than not having a ward committee meeting, but that's really all that you can say about Ward 65 ward committee meeting.
So it says the people of Ward 65 took part in this meeting. The minutes of the meeting says that.
The only people in this room, I think, who attended regularly are Rekha Chari, who's actually officially a member, I don't know if Mr. Ramaswamy is a member, but he will also attend regularly, and I and Suchitra most of the time. So we know what you can ask all of us, what actually happens.
I'm not a member, but I used to attend.
Yeah, but I've seen you enough times, so you can give your experience, because I mean you can put anything in a report, but you can tell what actually happens in these meetings.
Sir, out of the picture, out of the 6 people or 7 people who are there, actually 5, 6 of them, 5 of them are the BBMP officials. We can identify them.
BBMP. Yeah, they're all BBMP people only. Yeah. But basically, in any of the meetings, I've never seen any agenda. They have never seen a meeting minutes. None of those things ever happen in Ward 65. It's more like how are you doing? What is happening with this? What is happening with that? Basically, any personal problems that people have, they bring it up, and some thing happens, and so it's really like a gathering, rather family gathering or something like that, rather than any official meeting.
So there are a lot of interesting subjects that they have taken up. For example, I'll read this out, at least one point. ನೀರು ಸರಬರಾಜು ಮತ್ತು ಒಳಚರಂಡಿ ಮಂಡಳಿ ಮತ್ತು ಬೆಸ್ಕಾಂ ಈ ಎರಡು ಇಲಾಖೆಯವರು ಕೈಗೆತ್ತಿಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತಿರುವ ಕಾಮಗಾರಿ ವಿವರಗಳನ್ನು ವಾರ್ಡ್ ನಕ್ಷೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಸೂಪರ್ ಇಂಪೋಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಡಬೇಕೆಂದು ಸಹಾಯಕ ಕಾರ್ಯನಿರ್ವಾಹಕ ಅಭಿಯಂತರರು ಮಲ್ಲೇಶ್ವರಂ ಉಪವಿಭಾಗ ಕಚೇರಿಗೆ ನೀಡಬೇಕೆಂದು ಸಭೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಚರ್ಚಿಸಲಾಯಿತು. You understand this Kannada, right? I mean, the implication of what they have written. So
No,
what is happening? No, you don't? Okay. So what's happening
I can understand, but my question is, these are not distributed in any meeting. We don't know. At least we have not seen this.
Zoom
I have not seen this.
The point that has come to in this particular point is there is no coordination between the BWSSB and BESCOM. Digging or refilling these. That's what is coming through. So they have asked them.
So we cannot hear you. Can you ask somebody everybody mute, please? Thank you. Yeah, please continue. Please continue.
So they have asked both the department to superimpose their plans on the ward map, so happening together. So that's what they have said. I mean, Suchitra, the question and the point you raised about the toilets, not enough toilets in the wards. They have. I mean, I'll show you one more small. Example, this is the November ward committee meeting. If you look at the December ward committee meeting, which happened on 5th December, looks like the same set of people. Are you, any one of you here in December meeting? I don't think so, right?
If they're all BBMP officials. Are they?
Yeah, these are all. There is the health officer. There is the engineers mostly. There may be 1 or 2 residents, but none of us have gone. And like Rekha said, none of us dare to go there and sit with so many people when it's in such crowded conditions and most people are not wearing masks.
And they also don't tell us when the meeting happens.
They don't inform us. I don't know, Rekha, are you getting any information?
Why don't you talk about that toilet near that flyover, that bridge? What you have been trying to get done?
Let's come to that, because basically all these all these issues are coming down to this point of ward committee meetings, where you are supposed to get all the information, all the project details, the budget that is being spent in your ward. So all these should be happening in these ward committee meetings. So can we take up one issue, for example, particularly this? Can we push the BBMP to do these ward committee meetings virtually, so that all of us in the ward 65 can take part? Can we begin with that proposal?
I think
Suchitra?
Rekha is best equipped to answer that question.
Rekha? Okay. Rekha ji, are you there still?
Can NBF send a representation
Hello?
for this ward committee meetings?
Yeah, if I may
it is
answer. Sorry, go ahead.
Rekha is there in the meeting.
Yeah.
I think there is a problem in her connection, maybe. I don't
Yes.
know.
And now, Navina ji, you were saying.
Yeah, I said I was wanting to know whether NBF can send a representative for these kind of meetings.
Yes, we can.
Will that be possible?
Yes, that's possible. Not all the meetings, at least for a couple of meetings, so that we bring it to some.
No, once a month.
Yeah.
Once
Now,
a month only the meeting is there. No?
See, there are two meetings. These nodal officers have two meetings in a month, ward committee meetings. So
no, they do it once in a month. So that is
45 is twice, first Saturday.
We're having it twice a month.
Okay. So can we have one of the representatives from NBF for these meetings?
Yes, let's try this. Let's try it.
I don't know how it's going to help.
Sir, I think we should push for virtual meetings first, sir. Hello?
I think it's
So
getting
that
late.
way, so most of us can take part instead of physically going there and sitting. Rekha, is that?
Sir, I'm here. Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, I'm here. Sir, Rekha here. I think you should push for virtual meetings, sir. We will definitely attend. Because ever since this COVID situation started, I have stopped attending these meetings, sir, because I'm very scared. I have my own limitations. At home, I have an aged mother-in-law, and me myself I'm a comorbid person. So I wouldn't like to risk my health for this. So definitely, sir, please push for virtual, and we will definitely attend and try to do something about this.
I think so. Let us separate from this one point that let us push and get this virtual meeting going on. For example, the ward where the commissioner is in charge does regular virtual meetings, and things happen. Everybody comes and gets their views heard and acted upon. So let us get this virtual meeting going on. This again was the same kind of demand that came from the other ward, which we had a meeting like this in Jayamhal. Nobody wants to go to these places now in this juncture. So everybody wanted a virtual meeting. So let us push for a virtual meeting.
Yes, sir. I think you should take it up at the commissioner's level, BBMP commissioner's level, and say in every ward it has to be virtual, sir. We have to be intimated, as Suchitra, I think, was pointing out. We don't get intimations for Ward 65 meetings, sir. Until now, having been a ward committee meeting member also, I have not got intimations about these meetings. Earlier we used to, but then once this corporator term got over or whatever, I have not been getting any intimations.
So can we start with this one agenda of getting the ward committee meeting virtual so that everybody can participate, and then begin with that point?
Yes.
Navina ji, can we start with that?
Yeah, it can be start like virtual meeting if it is not possible. Usually BBMP will come up with so many excuses saying that that facility is not there, this facility is not there. Yes. So at least they can have it in one of the schools, like how Ward 45 is having meeting in Subedar Palia Government School. So like that, these people also, Malleshwaram 13th Cross, there is a government school.
Yeah, in the open ground if they have it, yes.
In the open ground, they can have the meeting.
Okay, now if they say technically they are not equipped to do a Zoom meeting like this, we can host it. We can host it and we can facilitate that. So they can come in and everybody.
Yeah,
that will be welcome, sir. That will be a welcome move from your end, I think.
Either that or they can have it on the 13th Cross Government School. There is a huge ground is there. So they can use that place for an open ground meeting. Because usually the meetings will be more effective if you have face-to-face problems.
No, but not possible at this time, Naveen. Not everybody can attend, and not everybody is bold enough to come out. So I think we should facilitate for virtual meetings.
at least few virtual meetings and everybody is confident, then we can probably go to the ground and sit in a social distance, and then probably we can pick it up. So can we begin with virtual meetings? Let us push for virtual meetings.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's hope in the next 6 months things will be better and we will be able to get back to normalcy.
So once we get that going, probably we can slowly bring in all these issues and build in accountability and time frame. Slowly we can get those things incorporated in our meeting. Yeah.
Yes. Yes, sir.
So shall we? Yes. So shall we decide and move forward with this 1.1 action point? Yeah,
yes,
that
sir.
will let us get that thing going. So
Definitely.
any final words, Navina ji, from your end?
It works, is it? I didn't get you.
Final words.
Final words. Final
Yeah.
words. Final words is we are looking, definitely would want to work along with the Namma Bangalore Foundation, and we want your representation in our monthly meetings also, so that we will know how the work is progressing, because we will not know what is BBMP plans and BBMP is planning to do for Malleshwaram, whereas Namma Bangalore Foundation has an access to get all these things. So I remember that many years back, Janagraha used to be the catalyst between Malleshwaram, Swabhimana and the government, BBMP. So similar way, I would like to have Namma Bangalore Foundation representation in our meetings also. And we can work together and see to that things work well in Malleshwaram.
Yeah. Let's try our best. And Suchitra, did you? Okay. Yes.
I would echo what Navina said, that we hope that NBF will be able to become some kind of a catalyst for getting work done. Because I think one of the things about Malleshwaram is that we have a very active and committed citizenry. So we do take a lot of interest in our locality, and we have a beautiful place, but we get very frustrated because a lot of things are not moving forward. And if there was some way to make sure that this happens, it'll be really nice.
And do you think participating in ward meetings, and because that is the basic platform where we need to be engaging in, we can and we should. Most of the things.
So actually we have been definitely engaging both 45, 65. We've been regularly attending ward committee meetings. As Ravi said, we have found a lot more success in 45, maybe because of there's a lot more cooperation, some amount of professionalism. Even earlier, they were getting intimations about the ward committee meeting. Now, even pre-COVID, I would say it was a little bit more iffier on this side. That first Saturday of every month was designated for the ward committee meetings, but in 65, it was always generally a working day, or sometimes taken in a very spontaneous manner. The dates were arranged, and we are not getting the agenda or the minutes. I mean, I'm not a ward committee member. None of us are except Rekha, so I have to lean on her to help with this. But I think she also felt quite many times, the information was not coming through. So we definitely would like a lot of improvement on that, and it'll help a great deal.
Yeah, Suchitra, do we agree that we can start by requesting them for virtual meetings, so that we can begin?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think if there is a comfort level about attending in so I went to the 45 meeting. They have it in a nice big ground. There's social distancing. They have, everybody wears masks. So there's a certain comfort level in doing that. The same thing can be followed even for Ward 65. We have enough place in the government school.
Okay, fine. Very nice. So let us try both options. Whatever we are comfortable, we can.
Yeah, and maybe your attendance for a couple of meetings would certainly help a great deal.
So I think we have exceeded our time by 15 minutes. I think we have had a open and good discussion, right? So I
Yes.
think at least we are convinced that we can start with our board meetings first, make it happen transparently, and we can slowly build in a kind of accountability into those meetings, and we can get better things done from these board committee meetings. So let us begin with that. And let us wind up this meeting for now. But definitely we will be in touch with you to take this forward with you, and we will coordinate with you to take this forward. And let us conclude this meeting now. Thank you all for coming in today and for all the inputs and discussions. We have recorded everything, and we will come back to you with the small points, action points that we need to take forward. And, thank you once again. Hope to see you again, hopefully in the government school ground, otherwise at least in the virtual platform with the ward committee members and the nodal officer, right? Let's
Thank you, sir.
push forward. Yeah.
Thanks, Harish.
Thank you
It's
so
been a
much.
good, it was a good
for your
meeting. Thank you
time
so much.
today.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thanks.
Thank you so much.
Let's
Thank
push
you.
forward with that one agenda. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.